Everybody, biggies. So, hang on here. Trying to see here. We got got all together, and they're not pissing out anywhere. Let's double check. We're gonna do there's reverse. I think it's in reverse. Have to get a little juice. Still working on the linkage a little bit. Let me get it. Oh, good enough. All right, we'll turn it off. So yeah, we have some motion here. Like I see, I was gonna do a video of the when we got the trans, but kind of with the weather, I'm just shutting everything down here. Shut our master disconnect off here as well. We got the transmission Thursday night. I picked it up. What ended up happening was the front pump, somehow the tangs on the front pump where the torque converter goes in, somehow those got sheared off. So that was the reason why the transmission wasn't working. So the torque converter was in there and it was going around and around and around, but it's just freewheeling because there was nothing locking in to drive the pump to make line pressure to give us gears. So that's what was originally wrong with that. So now we got the torque, we got the transmission in, drive shafts in. Brakes work decent. Looks like they might be a little tight. I might have to loosen them up a little bit. So yeah, I gotta see Whack. Hey Whack, I think I say that right? Yeah. My eyes aren't that good, and I forgot my glasses. They're in the trailer, so sorry. But yeah, so we have the rear, the axle binding issue. Is it dear? Dreadful? Hey. Harrison hand. No, I do not. So next thing we want to do with the Camaro, we want to change the oil out on the rear, put new gear up. It's Mr. E official. Hey, how you doing, Mr. E? Thanks for joining in, guys. Appreciate it. So what we want to do, I want to change the oil in the rear, put fresh oil in there. There's some other odds and ends I need to do. There's stuff that until I get under the car, it doesn't hit my brain. It needs to be done. But we need to change oil in the rear. I want to double check that everything's working on it. Looks like it is. The next thing I want to do, I want to get a blowgun and blow all the crud out from the crevices from this car sitting. I think it's been out here almost 6 weeks. It's been sitting out here in the elements. So I want to clean everything up real good. Air hose it down. Then I want to try washing it, getting it cleaned up, getting it back in the trailer. Also want to see how it sits with. Oh, I see a puddle. No, it's not from us. It's from. Oh yeah, it is. What's going on here? Oh, welcome to live action. I don't see. It's coming down from somewhere. I don't see where though. Dripping down from the floor. Why is there? Let's look up here. It's coming from there. That doesn't make sense. I'll have to look up top. That doesn't make sense to me as to why there's trans fluid coming from there. So I'll have to check that out. Hopefully it's just a fluke thing. That's my thing. It's just nothing is really here. No, it's just I just laid in something. I don't see anything obvious back there. I'm gonna have to investigate because it doesn't make sense. There's no reason for any oil to be there unless it was just stuff that got slung over. I'll have to check when I get it running if there's anything that is leaking or tight, and that's not tight, I should say, because we did check the dipstick where it goes into the pan. I did tighten the fittings for the trans cooler, so I don't know what else it could be. I'll have to lay under there and check that out. So we're gonna do all that, and plus the thing too, I want to check everything out on the engine, make sure we're not leaking oil. We shouldn't be. The engine actually seems like it's pretty good. It's just everything's really toasted because of being out in the fucking elements for how long. I know this is the side where the fill is, but doesn't make sense to me as to why is there fluid on the opposite side, other than there is something on. Maybe something got on the flex plate. I don't know. It looked dry. I'll have to look then, because there's no lines over here. Doesn't make sense. So, but I'll just have to look into that. So that's kind of where I'm at, looking into it. I'll have to go under there with my creeper and poke around with a light and see what I can find out. But so yeah, let's see, other things going on. Nothing really. Like I said, I've been kind of just staying focused on getting the Camaro ready to hit the track. So now it's together. Now it has a leak that I got to figure out. So yeah, I'm gonna work on that and just clean her up. You know, put air, double check the air in the tires, double check the linkage adjustment on the shifter to make sure this thing, you know, does what it needs to do in each gear. So we'll see. I'm kind of worried about that leak because it makes no sense of why it would be there, because there is nothing on that side of the trans that should be leaking like that. So, but I have to look into it. So, and that is trans fluid because it was red, so it's not engine oil like a ruptured oil pressure line or something. It is definitely red fluid, so it's definitely transmission fluid. So I'll be looking into that. I was hoping to have some live action, but like I said, there's some things underneath I want to do to the car. Like I said, I want to change the rear oil. I just want to double check if there's anything else that needs to be tweaked on this car to make it that it's better. I did triple check the shimming on the torque converter. So now the way it's running, there is 0 shims between the torque converter and the flex plate. So that could have been why it sheared off the tangs on the other front pump. Could have been my mistake that I mismeasured and put shims in there, which pushed the torque converter too far into the pump, which sheared off the tangs. I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. It was my screw up, an expensive lesson learned. So now we have it with no shims. It does seem like it's working. So I think for now I'm gonna take the shims, put them in my toolbox that's in the trailer, and to have them with me in case something would happen. But I think for now we're gonna run the car without shims on the torque converter and just kind of leave it at that, and just kind of have to go from there. So yeah, so basically now we're at a basically clean her up, get little tweaks here and there in, like changing the rear oil. I want to check something with the safety harness, you know, little nitpick stuff at this point to check out on it. So that's going to be my next thing to do. But basically getting her cleaned up because she does look pretty bad. But yeah, she'll get there. We'll just clean her up. But I'm really worried about that leak. The more I'm thinking about it as I'm talking to you guys, the more it's stressing me out. So I got to see what that is. Hopefully it's something minor. Hopefully not a major deal. Hopefully. Could be too. You know what? I didn't think of it either. There is a breather tube. Maybe it's pushing oil out the breather tube. Maybe it's overfilled. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope that that's what's wrong. It's just that it's overfilled, or something happened that it's blowing out the breather tube, and that'll rectify itself once it gets to the right level. Hopefully that's what's going on. But I want to double check to make sure, because that's the only thing that would have transmission fluid on that side of the transmission is the breather tube. So hopefully that's what it is, now that I think about it. So I'm going to dive under with the creeper and I'm going to take a look, but I'm going to have to do that off camera. But I want to give you guys an update that, yes, did get the transmission. What a freaking ball buster putting it in was. We got it in there. Looks like she's working good for now. Hopefully it stays that way. My next thing, like I said, is cleaning her up, getting her loaded up, and figuring out where or when we're going to go to the drag strip and actually get a pass in on this combination. Like I said, we built this motor before COVID. We have yet to run it, do a full pass with it at the drag strip to get an actual lapse time on it. So maybe I should just dove it the COVID Camaro. I don't know, because it's been in mothballs since COVID. So, but we want to see what it does. We have an idea about what it should run. But again, we don't know until we actually do it. So I'm not going to throw any numbers out there. And then if the car doesn't run a number, it'd be like, oh, Big E's a shit talker. It's like, no, I'm not going to. I don't know what it's going to do. I have an idea. The fabricator guy, my guy, he has an idea what it'll do. He's usually pretty good on predicting numbers. He's usually right there. But I don't want to put those numbers out there. I want to just, go to the track and have it where, hey, if whatever it runs, it's going to run. My whole thing is with bracket racing is consistency. Like, let's just say, for argument's sake, this car goes out. Let's say we run an 1150, in a quarter. All right, so now if I go up the following round, is it going to run an 1150 again, or is it going to jump to like an 1165? I have to be able to, in bracket racing, I have to be able to predict the time before the car runs it. So the more consistent or the more closer together times that the car runs, the easier it makes my job as to dialing the car in and driving the car on this track. So that's more what I'm about, is how consistent is the car going to be than I am necessarily, is this thing going to, turn, low qualifier. My whole thing is, can I still drive? Can I still cut a reaction time? And can a car run a number? So those are my two big things, and we'll find that out when we get to the track, hopefully soon. But we still got, little odds and ends, but the major work is done to the Camaro. Right now it's odds and ends stuff and nitpick stuff, and then just figuring out when we're going. So I'm going to end it there. I just wanted to give you guys an update. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for the comments and for watching. If you could do me a favor, if you'll like and subscribe to Big E's Auto YouTube page, that helps support me, help me out with that. If you could, please, it doesn't cost anything. It's free. And hey, you get to watch when I make another video of God knows what. So also, I will be using YouTube videos to do any kind of live action track stuff. I probably won't do anything of lives while at the track. So subscribe to the channel for the upcoming content of when we go to the track. So until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Watch out for each other. Take care of each other. See you next time right here on Big E's. So bye for now.